Let's talk about what an awesome job that was by Ryan Blaney. And I
Again.
was just so proud of him because remember it was just a few years ago. Matter of fact, I could probably find the video we did a few years ago when Kyle Petty slammed him for being like a choker or whatever the word was, that he put against Ryan Blaney. And it might have been last year, I think. It was either last year or the year before. And there were a lot of stuff that I was critical of Ryan Blaney myself about. You got to get tougher, kid. Until you get tougher, you're not going to win a championship. And we saw the toughness last year, and we're seeing it ramped up, which I love because you would think, he's got a championship now. He'll rest on his laurels for a little while. He's actually been getting even more aggressive and tougher, and I'm going to do what it takes to win that I've never seen before out of him. And again, that is what makes a championship driver. That's why I'm just so proud of the way that he drove, especially when he knocked over Larson out of the way. The first thing, though, I was like, you might have done that a little too early because if Kyle just gets back, he got back at him. But thankfully, Kyle did a really good job because Kyle did not go too far. It was like, I'm going to hit you too. I'm not going to make it easy for you, but I'm not going to wreck you. And then, thankfully, for Blaney, and probably why he did it, is he knew he was that much faster than Kyle Larson, and he just took off. So Larson had no chance to get back to him after that first time. And then you just kind of felt, once he got up to Elliott, that he was going to pass him unless something happened, that he was clearly the faster car.
The way he was closing throughout that final stint, it was just a matter of whether Elliott would be able to get to the checkered flag before Blaney caught up with him. Even when Blaney was further back, his lap times were just so much better. And he was on fire all weekend, top 5 throughout every single session. And so again, Elliott's team played the game really well to be able to get him on first at the last point. But the car just didn't have the speed, and that aggressive but not over the line racing, that's what we want to see, and that's what we love. And Blaney and Larson, they played it to perfection, and it was great entertainment, and that's the type of racing that we want to see every single weekend, not the dumping people on purpose to crash them and all that good kind of stuff. But Blaney. And credit to the team, they did a fantastic job. This is the second year in a row where Blaney finished second at Homestead and first at Martinsville to get his way into the championship. Penske, Logano was up there. Cindric was up there. If Blaney needed Cindric was right there. Cindric could have helped him out.
That might have been who was next to Kozlowski.
Was it him?
It might have been.
So Cindric was 4th, so he would have been ahead of them.
Oh, he was ahead. Okay.
Maybe on track. That was the way it was, though. But Cindric finished 4th. But yeah, I mean, if Blaney ended up needing help, Cindric was right there.
Yep.
Logano finished up at the front inside the top 10 again. And by the way, this week at Phoenix, this is potentially the chance for Penske to get 3 championships in a row, which would be the first time since Jimmy Johnson did it for Hendrick way back when he had that string of like 7 in a row or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was great because again we talked about the history at this track and how much Hendrick had dominated and Chevy, and here you have Blaney taking down all 3 of them one by one. Byron, out of the way. Larson, you're next. Elliott, see ya. And that was just so awesome. And it should have, what would have made it so much better is if it would have just ended the way it was supposed to with all 3 of them being eliminated.